What is up, FBG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Now, today's video, I wanted to switch it up, do something a little bit different. I wanted to make this more of like a podcast style video today where I kind of sit down and shoot the shit with you guys as if we're sitting on the couch together and we're just talking about characters in Genshin Impact, talking about the game, and just speaking about it very casually. So let me know if you guys like this type of video. I think I want to do this from time to time where it's not so formal, where we could just kind of sit down, talk about the game, talk about characters and our excitement for them, our opinions on them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm very excited to see your opinions on this. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Kokomi because she is going to be dropping in the game relatively soon, and I know a lot of you are excited for this character, and rightfully so. She's looking to be extremely cool. Now, one thing I did want to go ahead and mention is I did a poll in the community tab of my channel asking if you guys are excited for Kokomi to drop in the game soon, and I was surprised by the results because out of over 7,000 votes, a little over 7,000 votes, I had most of you guys, over 50%, say that you are not really interested in this character. And I think there's a few reasons why, and maybe we can talk about that in today's video and kind of discuss it in the comment section down below. But I wanted to talk about this character specifically alongside the Raiden Shogun because if you weren't here for when I did the video, and I think it's been a couple of weeks now, maybe a month ago, I did a video about the Raiden Shogun and Kokomi together and how I thought they were not going to be the greatest pairing. And I gave my reasons why, and I kind of still stick behind some of those reasons, but my mind has definitely changed as of late, especially as we get closer to her release, because I've been looking into it a little bit further on this character, kind of studying her kit a little bit more in depth. And I think actually my mind has changed a little bit. I think the Raiden Shogun and Kokomi are actually going to be a pretty good pairing, and I'm going to go into the reasons why, but I also want to get your guys' opinion down below on what you think about these two characters together. Now, the reason why I think they're going to be a pretty decent pairing, now I don't think they're going to be the most OP broken combo that you could put in the game, of course, you know, as two characters together, but I think they do have some really good qualities working for each other. And I want to talk about Kokomi specifically in her kit right now because there are some things that I really enjoy about this character and I think are going to be super beneficial, and I think people are not really fully understanding how good this character is actually going to be when she drops. I think people are just looking at one of her passives. She literally nerfs her crit rate to absolutely nothing, to 0, which is very interesting, but this is what makes this character very unique and very similar to the Raiden Shogun in terms of skills and doing things different for a character that we haven't seen in the game to date. The thing about Kokomi, the thing about the Raiden Shogun, these characters that they have been releasing recently in Inazuma, are that these characters' skills, passive, constellations, elemental burst, all of these things are very unique and very different for the most part. Some of them are the same, obviously, but they are unique, they're different, and they're not so cookie cutter. You can't just look at them and instantly know exactly what's going to be happening and exactly how to build them and exactly how they're going to work. A lot of these characters like the Raiden Shogun, like Kokomi, are going to take testing them in the field, taking them out in practice and using them on different teams with different artifacts and different weapons and trying out different things to get a full understanding of their kit, where their placement is on certain teams, and how they're going to work and synergize. And I actually like that about these characters specifically, is that they're not cookie cutter, right? So the fact that she nerfs her crit rate to absolutely nothing is very interesting. I understand where people are upset about that. Might actually be extremely beneficial if you look at it on the flip side. So if you look at the glass half full instead of half empty, this might actually be super beneficial. And I already know what you're saying. How can that be beneficial? What are you talking about? Well, let me answer that for you really quickly. So the fact that she nerfs her crit rate to absolutely nothing may be beneficial because then you can focus on, when it comes to circlets, you can focus on healing bonus or HP on the circlet instead of trying to have to RNG crit rate or crit damage. And you know how tedious that can be and how cumbersome that can be and burdensome and whatever other awesome word I can use for that. You get the point. It can be very it can be very tedious to go ahead and try and get a crit rate or a crit damage circlet. Whereas if you only need to focus on healing bonus or HP, when we know that's what we get mostly, that and defense, and those substats are godlike on those artifacts, right? Whenever you get an HP or whenever you get a defensive circlet, the substats on those is like attack percent, energy recharge, crit damage, crit rate. Like, how many of those artifacts do you have lying around? I guarantee you have a ton of them, and you're just waiting for a character that can actually utilize them. Well, you have Sagonomiya Kokomi if you were planning on pulling for her as a character that you can slap that on, you know, especially that random healing bonus one that you got with godlike substats that you pulled it and you were like, I cannot believe this is healing bonus. Why? I cannot believe this is HP on the main stat. Why? I cannot believe this is defense, right? You couldn't believe you pulled that with those godlike substats, and you're like, why couldn't that have been crit damage? Why couldn't that have been crit rate? Well, now you have a character that you can slap it on and can utilize it to its full capabilities. You don't have to really try and RNG and pull your hair out trying to get a crit rate or crit damage circlet with really good substats. You can now slap on one of those that you have just been sitting, that you've been staring at like it's the black sheep in the family, right? And so that's the one unique thing about Sagonomiya Kokomi, is that you can do that with this character and it works. And so it's very interesting, right? Now, another thing that I did want to go ahead and mention is that her synergy with the Raiden Shogun. And I think this is where I changed my mind, because when it comes to the synergy with the Raiden Shogun, I understand that with the rotations, because of her elemental burst duration, which once again, I'm not going to go into detail about this character's kit because it hasn't been officially released by MiHoYo themselves, and I don't want to get in trouble with them because right now we're on good terms. But with the duration of the elemental burst on Sagonomiya Kokomi, I understand that that can maybe throw off the rotation for the Raiden Shogun in terms of resolve stacks and being able to build up the Raiden Shogun's elemental burst to be able to do the most damage. I get that, but at the same time, the amount of damage that Sagonomiya Kokomi's elemental burst is going to do, and for the duration that it's going to do it for, I think is going to be beneficial in terms of you'll be able to do that, and then you can switch into your other characters to do your rotations, switch into the Raiden Shogun, do her elemental burst for the 7 seconds, and now you have two characters whose elemental bursts you will be able to utilize that are going to do great damage together, plus the elemental reactions that you're going to be able to get with both characters in terms of electro charge. I think it's just going to synergize extremely well, plus the benefits that you're going to be getting from Kokomi's elemental burst, and then the benefits that you're going to be getting from the Raiden Shogun in terms of her elemental skill being able to boost Kokomi's elemental burst damage, and then the elemental burst cost that Kokomi's is directly going to benefit the resolve stacks that you're going to receive back with the Raiden Shogun. I just think it's going to work out really well. I think it's going to be a good combination. Once again, not the best. Once again, not the most OP, meta broken. Are there better combos you can put together? Of course there is. Is there better team? Of course there is. But I think it's still going to be a really good synergy. And then with the Kokomi's elemental skill in tandem with the Raiden Shogun's elemental skill, the thing is that with these two characters, you're going to be having electro charge damn near all the time, in my opinion. From what I can see, I mean, electro charge is going to be out there constantly. I just don't see a situation where it's not going to be, because you have 100% uptime on the Raiden Shogun's elemental skill, you have Kokomi's elemental skill, and then you have the elemental burst for Kokomi, and then you have the Raiden Shogun's elemental burst. It's just going to be electro charge 24/7 from what I can see. Once again, let me know if I'm incorrect down in the comments below. And then you're going to be able to get the healing from Kokomi, being able to heal the Raiden Shogun, heal your party members. Her healing is going to be off the charts, because remember, when you're building Kokomi, it's just going to be healing, because her attack's going to be scaling off that. So if you want her to hit hard, you want to increase her healing, and then her healing is going to be OP. So then it's just going to synergize really well right there. So then the team members get healing, and then you have the Raiden Shogun providing energy for Kokomi. So that's going to be a non-issue. I don't know, guys. The more I look at it, the more I'm really liking this combo. I'm really liking this this combo that we have going here with these two characters, and I think it's gonna work out a lot better than what people are really thinking. And I also think Kokomi herself is going to be a much better character than what people are thinking. I think people are not fully understanding this character, and rightfully so. You know, her kit is not officially released. Not everybody can see her full kit and go real in depth about it. I mean, unless you want to really look into it, you can. But I know a lot of people don't do that, so it's hard for them to really understand or fully grasp exactly what this character is going to be doing in terms of Kokomi. But anyways, guys, this is just my thoughts. This is just what I was thinking, what I've been thinking about as of late. And like I mentioned, this was just simply sitting down, shooting the shit with you guys, talking about this character and her relation to the Raiden Shogun and what I think, and just overall opinions and thoughts. Let me know what yours is down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you like this kind of podcasty style where we just, we just talk. We talk about the characters, we talk about the game, and then we go more in depth in the comment section down below, because that's always a good time. That's always fun. I love talking to you guys. Anyways, you all are a bunch of Demi Archons. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for all the support you've shown here on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.